lady's filming this, so she might be
Okay.
interested in talking.
Hello, madam.
Hi.
You all right?
Yeah.
Good. Can I give you a leaflet?
Yeah, you can. So what are you saying then? What's this about?
What are we saying?
Yeah, what are you saying?
I don't know if you know who we are.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, we're wait there. So Mike Buchanan, leader of the political party Justice for Men and Boys, the only political party in the English-speaking world campaigning for the human rights of men and boys, and the only political party in the English-speaking world which is avowedly anti-feminist.
Why are you anti-feminist?
Because feminism is a hate-driven, female supremacy ideology.
Where are you getting that from?
From studying it for 10 years.
But where are you getting sort of like the mindset and the ideology from that all feminists are kind of like? What do you see?
I didn't say all feminists.
What do you see feminists as? What do you see feminism as?
It's a female supremacy movement.
Why? Why do you see it like that?
Because it is. So.
No, I'm asking.
Well, because. So, would you agree with equal rights for men and women?
Everybody should have equal rights, but
Okay.
Unfortunately they don't.
So, can you name me one area where the human rights of men and women are assaulted by the state today? One.
Sorry?
Can you name me one area where the human rights of women and girls specifically are assaulted by the state in Britain today?
Well, I want to hear your perspective on it.
Well, can you just answer that? That's a simple question.
No, I want to hear your perspective. You're the one that's here with the banners.
But you're challenging. Okay.
No, I'm not trying to do anything, mate. I'm just trying to get your perspective.
Okay, well, there are 20 areas which we outline in our manifesto where the human rights of men and boys are assaulted by the state's actions and inactions, almost always to privilege women and girls.
Why does it privilege women and girls? Why?
Well, because it does, because all resources they only go towards helping women. So if you take male genital mutilation,
females also go through female genital.
but it's illegal. But both of them are illegal.
It still happens.
It's very rare.
It's not rare, and it still happens.
It is rare. But the point is that the state tries to stop it. The state does not try to stop male genital mutilation. Do you not see the distinction there about what the state does and doesn't do?
So do you see like that women have more rights than
You
men in
do.
this country?
I've just told you there are 20 areas where men's
That's
and...
your opinion.
It's not opinion, it's in our manifesto, 20 areas. So I go back to the question, I ask you to tell me one area where the human rights of women and girls in this country today are assaulted by the state.
Well, I don't know about that.
There aren't any. There aren't any. I've been asking women that for 7 years. There aren't. They are so privileged, they cannot think of an area where their rights are assaulted, because they're not.
Do you know what it's like to be a woman?
What a stupid question. Do you have any intelligent questions?
Is equally as
So
what it's like to be a man?
you can't actually tell me a single area where the human rights of women.
Well, I don't know about it. So you're the one with the information.
Well, I'm telling you, there aren't any, and there are 20 areas where the human rights of men and boys are assaulted.
Right. Okay.
And you seem to be unable to engage with that.
No. I'm listening to what you've got to say.
I'm
interested.
Okay. So if
you're getting defensive, but
no, I'm not.
interested
I'm interested in the
to hear
subject.
What you have to say, and I'm not doing it from a female perspective. I'm just interested.
Well, I've told you that, and you're unable to tell me one area where the human rights of women and girls are assaulted, because there aren't any.
Okay.
That's the extent of female privilege in this country today.
So you think that females are privileged?
Hugely privileged.
What about white male privilege?
Doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
No.
So you're not privileged because you're born white and male?
No.
Why aren't you?
Why aren't I? Why am I not a Martian? I mean, it's just, it's.
Of course white male privilege
It doesn't
exists.
exist.
Of course it
Absolute
does.
rubbish.
So why does female privilege exist then? Why?
Because there are 20. Oh dear God. Because there are no areas where the state assaults the human rights of women and girls. 20 where the human rights of men and boys are privileged.
What about the fact that women still don't get equal pay to men in this country?
That has been debunked thousands of times. Women are not being paid less for the same work. Women are going into different lines of work. Women are not doing the work necessary to get to senior reaches of companies. And under the age of 40, the full-time gender pay gap is in favour of women. So should we be doing something about that?
So can I ask?
So right over your head, that, yeah?
No, I'm listening.
No, you're not.
So I am listening. You're getting defensive. I just want to know what you're trying to achieve by your campaign.
I'd like men and boys to have the same rights as women and girls.
I'd like all people to have the same rights, to be honest.
Really?
Not just men and women, everybody to have the same rights.
Well, I think
it doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't, because women are so privileged.
In what way are we privileged?
I've just told you one. This, the state does everything in its power to stop female genital mutilation, and takes taxes.
Privilege
There are 20 areas in our manifesto.
Oh right, so you've got a manifesto. Who designed the manifesto? Was it you?
Who designed it?
Yeah,
Well, I'm the party leader, so I wrote it, yeah.
Oh, so you're a part of the
So you'd like to know 20...
Oh, right, so you're a leader of the party. It's
Yes.
a hierarchical type party, so you're a leader of the party.
Hierarchical, yeah. Yeah, we're hierarchical.
If you've got a leader, it's hierarchical.
Yeah, and is that a bad thing, being hierarchical?
I'm asking you a question.
Well, what do you think?
I didn't say it was a bad thing.
Well, it's implied, isn't it?
Personally, I don't like hierarchy.
So a political party shouldn't have a leader, is that what you're saying?
I don't like political parties either, but that's my opinion, it's not yours.
Okay, so other areas where the human rights of men and boys are assaulted by the state. Reproductive rights, fatherlessness, education, employment, denial of access to children, domestic violence, sexual abuse, armed forces veterans' mental health, homelessness, suicide, criminal justice system, paternity fraud, anonymity for suspected sexual offenders, divorce settlements, healthcare provision. Now, which of those would you like to chat about?
They're all things that affect women as well, though. They're all things that affect human beings.
They affect them, but men are negatively affected in those areas.
So are women, mate.
Really? Explain.
So are women. All the things that you've mentioned there affect all human beings, particularly poor human beings or working class human beings. So, yeah.
Well, I'm talking about gender.
Huh?
I'm talking about gender.
Yeah, but I'm just saying all the things that you've spoken of there affect both sexes.
But they affect men far more.
In what way?
Well, suicide, number one cause of death of men.
Okay, yeah, I do agree with that.
That's good of you.
What do you mean it's good of me?
Well, so you're recognising... No, you're saying, you're basically saying you recognise...
Young males do commit suicide more than females.
It's not just young males, it's males under the age of 45 in all age groups. It's the number one cause of death. And that's largely because of reactive depression brought on by life event. For example, denial of access to children by the family courts.
It's also largely as well that there's kind of like a stigma around men not being able to talk about their feelings.
Oh, men not being more like women. Do you know what men find when they actually talk about their problems? They find that society doesn't give a damn. And as a woman, you wouldn't understand that, because when you talk about your problems, society will listen.
Well, no, you don't know my experiences.
I couldn't give a flying you know what about your experiences. To be honest, you're just some random feminist.
I'm not. Did I say I was a feminist?
Oh, of course you're a feminist.
You're assuming
you
that
come
I'm
out with
feminist.
bullshit about white male privilege all the time.
You're very generalised, and if you want to get people to listen to what you're trying to say, then
I'm not interested in what feminists have to say. So how do you know
your campaign? Then why are you bothering?
How do you know a feminist is talking bullshit? Her lips move.
That just sounds like a misogynistic, chauvinistic pig thing to say.
Does it?
And
Oh, there we go.
You've literally just shown yourself up for what you are. You've
Excellent.
assumed that I'm a feminist.
Very
You've
good.
assumed things about
Well,
me.
you are. You come up with so many stupid things.
You're a male.
You have to be a
So
feminist.
there's no such thing as a stupid question. There's questions. And I was interested in your campaign, and now
No,
I'm
you're not remotely interested. All you're interested in,
Well,
you never were interested. Yeah. White male privilege. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck in Wacko land.